cannot quantify the rewards that can be derived from giving charity, which is also called Zakah. Zakah is derived from the word siddiq, which means sincerity. This means anything given as charity should have a sincere intention of earning God's reward. Such reward can be equated to the process of a seed of corn when planted.
Recently, there were certain famous groups in the world. They were presenting concerts all over the world in order to help the poverty that is taking place in Africa. I say, if the Islamic nation, if the Ummah of Muslims, if they were to give charity, those people who have the money to give, then I can almost guarantee, inshallah, that poverty would have been eradicated in the continent of Africa if the Muslims themselves had given charity. But unfortunately, because of our fear of becoming impoverished or losing money, people don't give. Even though the Prophet told us, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, مَا نَقَصَ مَالٌ مِنْ صَدَقَةٍ قَطْ. Never was anyone's money decreased as a result of giving charity.
What does charity mean to you? Does it mean giving out material things alone?
Charity encompasses our money and other than that from our good acts.
One of the hadith of the Rasul is that you should be nice to your fellow Muslims, be nice to animals. And one of such ways you can show that is by smiling. As Muslims, just smiling is part of charity. So my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, even if your Muslim sister is down or you just meet anyone, just say salam and smile.
Charity is not just an issue of giving money to those people who are in need. That's definitely charity, but it is far more encompassing than that. Helping someone in the car is a charity in Islam. Giving a nice word, giving advice, all of those are considered to be charity in Islam.
How many people have you left with a lasting impression by your good deeds?
I think the best person to explain charity will be the person that receives it. A long time ago, I got caught up in something. My brother asked me to come and visit him. And as a student, very reckless, I just decided to use all of the money I had to go to his place to spend the weekend. I got to his house, and lo and behold, he had traveled. I had no money to go back to where I was coming from, so I had to beg. All I was looking for then was 50 kobo, just to get me back to school. And I didn't want to do that, so I had to hit the streets. Then I met one woman, and she reached into the inner recesses of her wrapper, brought out a naira note, brand new, and gave me. So today, I don't know her name. I can't even recognize her anymore. But that's an act that I had never ever forgotten. So anytime I find myself in a position that I can help people, I don't hesitate to do so because of that singular act that happens to me.
Do you know the things you give out for Zakah are your investment for the hereafter, and what you possess are only for this world?
Very important hadith that I would like to share with you that brings this message and this lesson home is what happened with our mother Aisha, the wife of the Prophet of Islam. Someone came and they gave to Aisha a sheep as charity. They told her, take this sheep and give it to the Messenger of Allah. But Aisha, being a generous woman that she was, there were many poor people who came to her home. So she gave out parts of the sheep, so much so that nothing remained but the shoulder. When the Prophet came home and asked her, what happened today? She informed him of the fact that she gave the bulk of the sheep out with the exception of the shoulder. She said, so everything has gone forth in charity, O Messenger of Allah. So nothing remains except the shoulder. The Prophet said, no, Aisha, you misunderstood. بَقِيَ كُلُّ شَيْءٍ إِلَّا الْكَتِفِ. He said, Aisha, you misunderstood. In fact, everything from the sheep remains except the shoulder. So that means that all of what she gave in charity, in sadaqah, she's going to find that on the last day with Allah. It's going to be in her bank account of good deeds and in the bank account of her husband, because it was his property as well that she chose to spend in charity. The only thing that remained behind from her money or from the sheep was the right shoulder, because after they eat, that right shoulder is going to go to the same place that all other food and all other drink go goes to. No benefit for the human being. But what benefits and will have a lasting impact and effect is the charity that one gives. So that's the more complete, comprehensive understanding of charity in the religion of Islam, and that's how we should understand it.
This world will be a better place when you share the little you have with those who do not have.
There are always people in our neighborhood, people who are fuqara, they are poor, they don't have food, and you know they are the ones that need our charity, and we should give them.
When next you do not have any material things to give for charity, good words of advice or even a smile is charity that will earn you multiple reward from God.